Hi, if you are into business and wondering what next to do, or if you just want to start something new, then this is the right place for you. This is Ryan Vaz with PBN Bharat, and we've started this podcast called Inspire. Inspire is a series where we want to inspire young entrepreneurs uh, to look at how to grow. And for this, we are getting in seasoned entrepreneurs from across Goa and sometimes even from India to come and sit with us and discuss how is it that they have reached to where they have reached. Today, we have a gentleman who has been a personal mentor and a personal friend, a person who has spent 32 years in the business, in the automotive and the industrial manufacturing. He's the co founder of a bus body manufacturing based in Bethoda in Ponda. He specializes in automotive bodybuilding, sheet metal fabrication, and CNC work. He is a trusted manufacturer for interstate luxury buses for KTCL, leading a skilled and labor intensive workforce, delivering precision and scale. It's an absolute pleasure to have as a guest today a builder in the true sense of the word, a leader who has mastered execution in manufacturing, and the co founder of Aerocoach, Mr. Edward Monteiro. Sir, welcome to this show. I'm so really pleased to have you on this show as a mentor, as a friend who has seen so many seasons, so to say. Um, One of the first things that I'd like you to talk about is your personal journey. How did you start and enter into this field of bus body manufacturing?
First of all, it's my pleasure to be here. Thank you very much for having me as a guest on your podcast. And at the outset, let me congratulate you for, coming up with such a nice, what should I call, initiative. Yeah, initiative for youngsters, for budding entrepreneurs.
Yes.
Who want to maybe start their journey and want to take a few insights from people like us who have already weathered that journey.
Yeah.
Right. So
That's the whole idea.
Yeah, that's the whole idea. So it's great, and I wish you all the best. I hope you get a lot of big industrialists coming here and giving all the advice.
For sure, very soon. I already have them.
Yeah.
Yeah. How did you start your journey, sir?
So regarding my life, I am from a very middle class family with no business background.
So first generation entrepreneur.
Yeah, I am a first generation entrepreneur, and I am a typical Gen X who just wanted to do something in life but really didn't have any idea to at the beginning. We had only two colleges that time in Goa, one medical, one engineering. You either become a doctor or you become an engineer. So I could not get into medicine. I might have been a good doctor, I don't know. But I went into engineering. I finished there, and from then on, it was just doing a job, that was exciting at that minute, because business was not considered an option at all.
So I believe your first job was in ACGL?
Yes. So luckily for me, they have had a campus interview in our college, and it was the biggest engineering unit coming in Goa. They said Automobile Corporation of Goa. That time it was EDC and Telco.
So when it was coming up?
It was just coming up.
Oh,
in the year, I think 1982. They set up ECGL, and this was 1984, just 2 years down the line, and they said they are coming for the interview, and we were so excited, and out of the batch of 63 were selected, and I was one of them. So that was the starting point for me. I did not waste a single month after finishing my college. I just joined ACGL.
Nice.
And ACGL has been like the stepping stone for me in my life. Whatever I attribute today, what I am, is only because of the experience, the first experience I got in ACGL. Yeah. Initially, of course, the salaries were very low, in that time, 1984, what you can expect. But that was not what was important to me. I wanted to gain a lot of experience, because this idea of someday taking the leap to do something on my own was always in my mind. Yeah. And I didn't know when, and that becomes very difficult, especially when you are settled in a job.
Right.
You are growing there. and then suddenly, when do you exit from there? It becomes very difficult.
Sometimes the job grows around you. It
Yeah.
becomes very difficult to move out from
Very
there.
difficult, unless there is a setback there,
Right.
which didn't happen. So I had to make a choice. And luckily for me, in the year 1992, after putting good 8 years in HCGL,
Hmm.
my partner Satish Shinde, who had already started a small unit that time in
Okay.
Betora, he said, the space is available, we have a shed, what to do we don't know. I told him I know to do only one thing, and that is to build buses,
Build buses.
because that's what I have learned. And he said, why not, let's start. And that time there was a lot of requirement for local buses, and tour operators were approaching us for luxury buses for the tourists. So we said, let's go into that, and we started with very small plant, just an extension of the existing shed,
Okay.
just a covering, and that's how we built. We got how do you get the confidence of the customer to give you a bus in the first place?
Right,
You know
right.
nothing. So I still remember our first customer from Usgaon. He trusted us, gave us a bus. We did a very good job. He was so happy. The bus went around Goa. People saw it, and after that, the orders started pouring in.
Pouring in. Wow.
There was never a shortage of orders after that. In fact, we had to tell people, wait. So, it went on from there, and then we built a lot of buses, and also other delivery vans, hearse vans, ambulances. And then maybe in the year 1996 or 90, I don't remember which year exactly, we thought we'll diversify and go into powder coating and painting, which was
Right.
a requirement for Crompton Greaves,
see.
which is very close to our unit here in Betora. So that was the time I needed a bigger space, and there was no land available in Betora. And I remember you helping me that time. You may not remember this. You were allotted a plot.
Yes, I know.
Yeah, and I wanted it because it was touching mine.
Right.
And you said you gave it to me.
Yes.
So you are also a partner in my success. and we built a nice powder coating setup there, and we have given service to Crompton Greaves for many years. And also I have a plant making bus parts, sub-assemblies and other parts, supplying to ACGL.
To ACGL.
So
But that was always been there in Honda.
Yeah. My association with ACGL is there till today.
Till today.
Yeah, I have not left that bond which was created then. I am at that time I was as an employee. Now I am as a supplier.
Almost 4 decades of association
Yes,
with.
I'm a vendor to
ACGL.
them today, and now we are growing by the year.
And this is something that I really love about ACGL. I mean, everyone that I've met who has come out of ACGL is a breed by himself.
True.
Both all in terms of independent thinkers, go-getters, people who are get things done, not who tell stories. And I think that culture has come across. Everyone who is moved out of ACGL. We've had some guests over here who were ex-ACGL as well. ACGL being a very labor-intensive space, and I think that has again carried on to your company as well. How do you manage labor? How do you manage the team?
Yeah, on the first question that you said about all people coming out of ACGL being brilliant, it's because the company was very new, and we got to learn everything. About a new company. It's different when you join a company which is say 50 years old, and you join a company 2 years old. So we were bred there in such a way that we could learn everything. All the aspects of different, like marketing, you talk of production, you talk of planning, all the departments were like very close to us, and we were a very good team there working together. So anybody coming out of that will definitely have all these qualities and be a good manager or a good entrepreneur. I'm
So it
sure.
was the startup of the 90s.
Exactly, it was the startup of the 90s. Now coming to the labor-oriented part, yes, bus bodybuilding is a labor-oriented industry, and our raw material, as you say, our main capital investment is manpower.
Manpower.
Yeah, because only a few things can be done with automation and machines, and maybe 75% has to be done manually. So we see that we invest in the right people. In the same, it is very difficult to get the right people from day one.
Right.
So we need to invest in
Keep training.
training them, upskilling them, and seeing that they give them a benchmark of the quality requirements that we need. And of course, rewards are very important. We have to
Right.
reward good loyalty. Basically, loyalty has to be rewarded. Incentivization is very important. So this is the way that our labor has remained with us, and they are quite happy. And I can tell you that we have some staff with us who was with us, or who had joined us on day one.
On day one.
Yeah, for 34 years, 32 years, I have some of my staff still with me. So that's a work culture that you have in your company, which would keep your workforce very loyal and stuck to you for many years.
Now, I've seen some of the people in your team. Number one, the word that you use, loyalty, something which a lot of Goan businessmen complain that we don't have loyalty. People come and people go. Especially after you train them, they tend to disappear. I've seen the loyalty in your company. But what I remember most is one gentleman who was doing the fender of your bus, and with his hands, one hathoda and a sheet metal, he was able to create that curve so beautifully.
Yeah.
I think better than any machine would be able to do. And it went and fit in so perfectly over there.
Yeah.
It just floored me, the kind of skill and expertise that they have. When you create your buses, I think I remember when we were kids, and we were growing up, I used to see the name Aerocoach. And for us, it was always associated with buses that look good. We had the standard looking buses, and then we had the Aerocoach buses. How did you manage to get in that difference in your buses, in the things that you did?
Yeah, I'm so happy that you said our buses are good, because not everyone says that. But I wouldn't say they are much different than the ones that others build, because today there is quality. Everybody gives good quality. Gone are those days when we had some small bodybuilders who didn't have very unorganized sector sort of units, which did not really give the quality that was required. But as of now, most bodybuilders will give you a good quality. So as you said, we had the right artisans to work. That guy you said, we call him Mistri.
Mistri, yes.
Mistri is the word. He knows how to make a component from sheet metal.
Right.
So getting those people, having the right type of painters, right type of fitters, see that you have your quality systems in place, see that you have regular audits happening. These are the things that are needed to maintain the quality. Consistency in quality comes only when your systems are in place. So we tried to put maximum systems in place, and as a result got a very good product.
So, when you talk about systems and then you talk about labor, and these are all uneducated labor, and still you're saying that you put systems. How do you integrate systems with these people who don't know to read, write, or are not uneducated, have come in with their own style of functioning?
So they need to adapt and change. So the manpower that we get need not be educated, as you said, but once they are trained, you can train them in their language. There are so many other ways to train besides only reading and things like that. So we see that we adopt all these process methods to train them, send them to other places as well. We have sent our people for training elsewhere. We have sent our welders for training to other institutions. And as a result, they get certified sometimes. We do certifications as well. And over a period of time, it comes with experience.
Right.
Yeah, because any skill comes with experience. More training is very important, but experience is more important than that. So with so many years of experience, naturally you get a good workman who will give you the quality that you need.
Right. Sir, when you started off and today, there has been a massive change in technology, in people's expectations, and we were talking off stage. We were talking about the legislation that are coming in. What do you think is the future of the bus body building industry in Goa, or maybe even in India? And what is next for Aerocoach?
Yeah, with the bus code coming and the AIS 153, which is a standard for getting your bus test, there's a something called approval which is required. You cannot just market a bus today.
Right.
It has to be approved by the central agencies, and then only you get a certification, which is as affected as badly.
Okay.
So the future seems to be, if you want to continue there, you have to get it certified, which we are thinking of whether to do or not. But then that's not the only line. Luckily, we diversified in other fields, as I told you. And we don't really depend 100% of our dependency is not on bus body building anymore. We work with so many other companies and doing other industrial products for them. We are doing, as I told you, we are working with ACJL and doing major assemblies for them. So buses are welcome if the legislation becomes stricter day by day, and we are unable to meet that. Maybe a time will come when we'll have to phase that out, and people will have to depend only on the ready-built buses off the shelf, which are available with OEMs like Tata's.
Right. But that's a very fair business decision that you all are taking, and you will probably be taking it based on certain numbers and certain parameters.
Correct. Yeah.
And which is very important that you brought this up, because a lot of people want to stay back in and wait for things to go back to normal.
Yeah.
And it doesn't always go back to normal. And like you said, if it does not work for us, we need to maybe shut down and move ahead. Probably the diversification that you've talked about. Can you tell us a little bit more about diversification?
Yeah.
And I'm saying this because a lot of youngsters, when they get stuck with something, either they try to still hammer onto it, hoping that things will get better one day, or give up completely. Now, in the face of such challenges, you are very calmly saying that we'll have to diversify. Yeah. Can you tell us a little bit more about diversification?
Yeah, diversification is very important in any business. Every business has a life. Okay, and if you don't diversify and adapt to the changes, you are going to get stuck there.
Very important.
Which you will learn as you grow in the business. One will realize it himself. I cannot give specific examples here, but depending on the nature of the business, you will have to diversify. Change, they say, is the only constant. No?
Absolutely.
So you have to know to change and adapt yourself to the new, the need of the hour. So talking of AI, now AI is going to disrupt so many jobs. They say that's a myth, according to me. It's not, because with so many jobs lost, more than that will be created. Yeah. So with AI coming, people have to change. There's no other way. There are so many jobs in that sector, in the tax sector, which will be required once AI comes.
Right.
So you have to upskill yourself and learn those. You cannot be with the same skill that you have. We have a very paradox in India, which if you ask someone what they say, अरे लोगों के लिए काम ही नहीं है. You heard that?
Yes.
लोगों के लिए काम ही नहीं है. That's why people are going out
right.
And then next you ask them, अरे काम के लिए लोग ही नहीं मिल रहे हैं.
Correct.
Have you heard that also?
Yes.
It's a paradox.
Right.
How can it be that there are no people also and there is no work also? So what I understand from this is, लोगों के पास काम नहीं है, लेकिन what काम, the काम that they want. That is what they feel is काम.
Right.
And what they are saying to काम के लिए लोग नहीं है is the लोग they want for that काम.
For that काम.
So if these people can learn that, the equation is done. So that change, diversification is a must today. Everybody better get that and learn that.
So there's this skill gap that we've always all been talking about.
Yes.
What you said is absolutely true.
Yes.
When we ask business people, they say we are looking for staff,
Right.
and if you ask people, they're saying there is
There are
no
no
jobs,
work.
and it's difficult to understand
Yes,
why
yes.
this is happening.
Yeah, so that gap has to be met. That's it.
With all this, the startup hype and a lot of people coming and starting out new businesses, some people want to go in for a software based company, and unfortunately startups generally imply it's a software based company. And then there are a lot others who are also looking at manufacturing and trading as options. Because you come very strongly from a manufacturing background, what is your take on starting a manufacturing company? What should be the due diligence that someone should do?
See, for a manufacturing setup, the capital investment is a little high. So that is the first thing one needs to see, whether you will be able to arrange the funds for that.
Okay.
And today, luckily, the banks are helping you, so maybe funding is not a problem. Secondly, the product or the idea that you have has to be cannot be challenged. It should be such that you should not face problems later. So these are the things that I always tell the new guys. What's your product? Is there a huge competition for that? Is it easily available? Is it going to get phased out? Check all that. And next is, I usually find the new guys, new entrepreneurs, they deliver a very good first product, but when the orders start flowing in, to keep consistency in terms of quality, cost, customer satisfaction is the challenge. You can always do a very good product once, but can you keep it going? So then the challenges start coming, and then the failures start coming, and the customer is dissatisfied, and then finally the business goes into a rut. So we have to work on all these things before you think of manufacturing. About, of course, service. I think I am not the best person to speak on that, because I don't have a service industry.
Right. So manufacturing.
Yeah, manufacturing. Yeah. So this is how it is. But then persistence, as you say, some people persist. That's also required.
Right.
You cannot. Today's youth wants fast
results.
Yeah, fast. And I've seen so many who don't wait. No patience, no perseverance. And I always tell them that water boils at 100 degrees. You know that? Yeah, they know. Everybody knows. So do you wait for it to boil at 100? Yes. Why? Because you know it will boil.
Right.
But do you know when the first bubble starts coming? At 98 or 99, not before that. So if you give up before that, you will not get a single bubble.
Right.
But you wait till 99, and then you will not be able to stop the bubbles coming out.
Right.
It will just start boiling.
I love this analogy.
Yeah, this is the analogy I give everyone. So why do we always wait? Because we know it will happen. Similarly, in your business, it will happen. It will happen. Persevere. Have patience. And definitely you will succeed.
Mr. Monteiro, this last analogy that you gave was so amazing, and I think it summarizes a lot of what you have been to. You've seen your entire journey grow and boil, so to say, till you reach that boiling point. It's sad that we've kind of finished the time that we have with you. How do you put 34 years of business into 20 minutes, 34 years of experience into just 20 minutes of discussion? Very difficult.
Yeah.
And so it leaves a lot more wanting. But even in this 20 minutes, I think you've been able to give us a lot of inputs on how a person should choose his company, how choose his business, how he should build his manufacturing, and what he should look at. A lot of new perspectives that we've given. Thank you very much for coming on to this show. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Edward Monteiro.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
A pleasure.